Assalamu alaikum, respected students. I'm not sure what seems to be the problem. The internet was not connecting and was continuously disconnecting. Actually, we are directed to take your class exactly at 9 o'clock. I was planning to start your class today at 8 o'clock as uh, I wanted to. Greetings of the day. I hope that everyone is fine and doing very well. Respected students, we started chapter number 4, that was project plan. In the project plan, we started work breakdown structure, okay? Let me tell you in a nutshell that work breakdown structure is a tool widely used in project management to to divide the complex project into into small tasks or activities, so that those can be easily managed and controlled. And in this manner, the project manager is also able to estimate that how much funds are needed to complete each activity, how many persons are needed, and how many other resources are needed to complete each activity. So furthermore, I talked about what exactly is work breakdown structure, the work packages, okay? Actually, the process of dividing the complex activity into smaller activity is known as decomposition, okay? And these work breakdown structures, the second terminology is also associated with WPS, that is work package. Work package simply means when you group or when you combine tasks based on their similar characteristics, or they share some common characteristics. Okay, and I came up with example of construction of the house, and there were some other examples which were shared with you. There was a person who he wanted to implement a project. He wanted to create an innovative bicycle. Okay, so how he divided the project complex activity into small tasks, right? And today, inshallah, we are going to study what exactly is the WPS used. Okay, what are the different usages of work breakdown structure? Okay, so the first use is thought idea process tool. Okay, for example, Sharif has an idea. Okay, he wants to implement a project, but all these things are is in his these things are in his imagination, right, in his mind. So WPS will help Sharif to come up with the initial, planning, right? Initial idea will be converted into, something reality. So he will draw first, the first sketch in which he will portray his ideas and his mind. Okay. Remember, respected students, thought leads to idea. Idea leads to when thought is refined. Refined means when you work on your thought will be converted into idea, and once you have come to idea will be refined. You will be further improving the idea. Okay, and then once it is improved and it is refined, the idea will lead to concept. Right. After concept, this will come to reality. Okay, so WPS actually provides this mechanism. If you have any sort of idea about implementing a project, okay, so WPS is, a process tool. You will identify the big activities, then you will identify the sub activities, then you will, at third level, you will identify further, sub activities. And a time would come that, it will be converted, these activities will be converted into what we call, it will be converted into tasks. Okay? So your concept, your idea is, converted into a piece of paper, in which you will create work breakdown structure. So when you have idea and process, when you have thought and idea, so this helps the project manager and the member of the teams to identify the project work and how to effectively assign those tasks, so that those could be what we call, those could be completed, right, on according to the budget, according to specification within the budget, and within the budget and according to specification and within the specified time period. Okay, so it helps you to convert your ideas into reality. Okay, this is one of the usage. If you have idea in your mind, WPS, work breakdown structure, will help you convert your idea or thought into a proper concept, or into a proper, you will be able to bring it into reality through work breakdown structure. Okay, so that's why WPS is a planning tool. Okay, in the planning, as you know, you do a lot of paperwork. Okay, in the paperwork, you simply want to go for good planning. Okay, and WPS helps you to process your thought and idea, right? Respected students, the second usage, just remember in this one, WPS helps you, okay, work breakdown structure helps you convert your thought or idea into reality, right? This is in a nutshell. Second one is architectural design tool. Okay, so when you are creating work breakdown structure, if you see, this is like architectural work. Engineer has done something, right? If you look at the these activities, right? The big activities and the sub-activities and the tasks. You see, this is like architecture, right? When architecture is a person who draws maps, okay? So the WPS gives you this advantage that once you create work breakdown structure, okay, through this architectural design tool, you can know the interrelationship, the interdependencies of these activities. Recording. Okay, the first approach is development. When you are going to develop the WPA, the first approach is top-down approach. Top-down approach is similar to what you have studied, in management, centralized system. Okay, the power, the authority, responsibilities, or what we call, or from the top to the level to the lower level managers. Okay, simply the top level manager will dedicate or delegate power, authorities, and responsibilities. when you're creating WPS, top-down approach is also applicable, because if in these projects implementation, the top level managers does not want to share the power with the rest of middle managers and lower level managers, because they want to implement this in a centralized way. Let me put it, in other words, all the governmental projects, they are centralized, or they are following top-down approach, okay? Because the government does not want to share the power with the rest of them. They just want them to implement the project, but no power, no authority will be given to the lower level managers. So you can link all the projects, if they have centralized type of approach, they will be following top-down approach in development of work breakdown structure, because these projects are very crucial and very important. That's why they don't want to share the power with the rest of the levels of managers. Okay? So the top level manager decides what project should be implemented. Okay, they will create the first level of work, VBS, and they will also set the goals. The middle level manager work will depend on top level manager. They will further divide these activities into sub activities. And the third level, the operational manager, or let's say the lower level managers, will divide the middle level managers' work into small tasks. Okay, this is one approach, top-down approach has its own benefits, because every organization, either they have centralized system or decentralized system. Okay, by looking at the structure of the organization, the project once you want to implement will follow similar approaches. If our organization is following centralized sort of what we call centralized system, okay, so project, when you want to implement them, it will be, when you're creating WPS, it will be created in a similar way. It has to follow the organizational structure. Okay, some has participative, centralized, decentralized, participative management style. Okay, according to the style of management, project will be implemented in similar manner. Okay, so the division take place from top to bottom. This should be kept in mind. Okay, big activities will be identified by top level manager. The middle level manager will divide it into sub activities. The lower level managers will divide it into tasks. Okay, but the ultimate power, the ultimate what we call power and authority lies in the hands of top level manager. Okay, this is not participative type of approach. This is centralized. Authority, responsibility comes from the top. Okay, so we are left with 5 minutes, so I should be finishing this one. Okay, the second approach for development of VBS is team approach. Okay, in the team approach, team members, okay, the team members, they work on different parts of VBS, work breakdown structure. This is not one team. There are multiple teams who are operating on every project. For example, you have my team of electrical team, plumbing team, excavate team, steel erection team, and so on and so forth. So because in the team approach, every person knows, every team knows that what to do and how to do. Because electrical team members know how to do wiring. Okay, So when you're creating work breakdown structure, all the teams will come together and they will divide the activities, the big activities, into sub-activities. Because this concept is based on the relevant job to the relevant people, okay? Because they know how to divide them, how to further divide them. So these team members, they are part of planning. Once when you want to develop work breakdown structure, so all the team will come together because they have relevant experience, relevant skills, and relevant knowledge. So they will come together, they will divide their activities, okay, which is called decomposition. And in this manner, work breakdown structure can be what we call can be created or can be developed, okay? And this is called core team, okay? The core team, remember that when you are going to hire team members, they are hired in the planning phase of project management, okay? Because these team member existence is very important in the planning, simply because in the planning you create work breakdown structure. So these team members will contribute in the development of work breakdown structure, okay? And based on their knowledge, experience, and expertise, they know their field, they know how to go for decomposition of these WPS. The third approach is called sub-team approach. So it is linked to the team approach, but here, actually, when the time is very important, okay, time is premium, you want to complete a project in a lesser time period. What actually happens? In the development of work breakdown structure, the team members will also be divided, okay? So because you want to complete the project in a lesser time period, so you need to divide the team members into sub-teams, okay? For example, currently you have one team for electrical work, but you want to speed up the activities, okay? So this one team will be divided into two, because when you have two teams, this simply means the things will, the things will be speed up. The things will be finished earlier as compared to a single team who is working on their tasks. Okay, so this approach is based on the concept of dividing the team into sub-teams so that work breakdown structure can be created in a speedy manner. Okay. Okay, I hope these are clear, inshallah. I'm left with 1 minute and I will put an end to this session, inshallah. Next class, I will talk about bottom-up approach. This is this is opposite of what we call top-down approach. Okay, the opposite thing happens in the bottom-up approach. And there are some additional readings that if you want to study in order to understand these approaches further. Okay, respected students,